It's like picking out clothes. Hey. I got so many flows, I don't know how to be the same. So many flows, I can kill your beat any type of way. So many flows, I don't see the need to imitate. So many flows, songs in my mind. I got so many flows, I don't know how to be the same. So many flows, I can kill your.
What's good? Candy Cane Gang. Gang, gang, gang. It's your girl.
Okay.
What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? What's cracking? How you doing? How you been? I hope your day is going good. So it is currently Vlogmas Day 16, because that's probably when this video will be uploaded. First, I want to start my video off by thanking all my new subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the KKG. It's nothing but positivity over here. Nothing negative. This is a transparent channel. Come in, enjoy the story times, and let's talk about it towards the end. Shout out to my KKG family members for going me the long way, because I with y'all the long way, okay? We rocking. We on this tour bus. We is on the tour bus to 3K, okay? So this story time is a part 2, okay? I'm parting them out of how I met my friends. This was a requested story time from a KKG member, and here we go. So I already told y'all the last story time how I met Tangi. I met Tangi in my first year of college when I was friends with a person that likes to take items out the store, okay? So this story time is about how I met Tika. Now, I was still going to this college, y'all, after Beverly was kicked out. I was still in this college, still by my lonesome, by myself, staying up to par with my grades and staying by myself. As I told y'all, when I'm around people, I loses focus, okay? And I get distracted really quick. So we're going to go ahead and hop into this story time. None of the names used in this story time belong to any of these people. Their names are being changed to protect their privacy. Their names are being changed to protect the privacy of the trifling and not the innocent. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the story time. As y'all already know, this story time took place in Brooklyn, New York. After the whole Beverly incident, I just decided to not make any new friends and just stay to myself. I'm still hanging out with Suave. Me and Suave became very close. Suave became like my personal tutor and study partner, okay? Suave just stayed on my ass, literally, okay? He's his worst to the professor. You got to pass Kane. You got to pass. You got to do this. You got to do that. This, and this, okay? So alongside of going to New York City Tech and meeting Tangi, because Tangi worked at the library, I also had a job. I was working with an after-school program. It's like an after-school program. The kids would go to regular school, and then the kids would come to the after-school program, and they would be with us, the counselors, okay? I guess they call us counselors. Now, I love this job because I loved working with the kids. I love working with the kids. A lot of the kids, they were semi-trouble kids, and a lot of them were just, you know, kids that just, their parents just threw them in after school because y'all know how it is. So I'm there at this job. I'm working with these kids, and we were hired through the city, you know, like with child services or whatever. So we would go to little programs on the weekends, okay? They would have like little programs for us. I guess you can call it like counselor development, where they're showing us how to work with the kids. So every weekend, well, every other weekend, all of the counselors will have to go to a certain school, and we would have like counselor meetings where they would just show us different things about dealing with the kids, y'all. That was about it. So this is one particular Saturday, I had to go to a meeting. I go to this meeting, y'all. And when I get there, all of the counselors are there. Now, everybody worked at different schools in different areas, all right? But we had to come to this meeting at this particular school for that Saturday. So they had refreshments, food, they had, you know, light music, and everybody was there. Everybody knew each other because everybody worked with each other, basically. Now, then there was where everybody didn't know each other. Let me try to explain that to y'all. Like, let's just say Me and the Candy Cane gang is working at one school, and we know somebody named Teddy Bear. Okay, and Teddy Bear works at another school, but we know Teddy Bear from the training. But Teddy Bear works with Barbie, but Barbie doesn't know Kane or the Candy Cane gang because we had separate trainings, if you get what I'm saying. So everybody was connected but not connected. All right? Figure it out. So I'm at this little meeting thing, and I walk in, I come in, I sit down. It's being hosted in the cafeteria. So I walk in and I see my coworkers. I go over, I'm giving them side church hugs, I'm talking to them, but I'm not at their table. Everybody has been placed at tables. So I go and I sit at one of the cafeteria tables, and there's this guy there. Now, I was familiar with him because it's people that I know that already have worked with this program, and they used to complain a lot about this guy. So we're gonna call this guy Marquise. We're gonna call him Marquise, okay? Now, me and Marquise is the same damn height. I've been 5 feet tall for my whole entire life, y'all. Um, and Marquise was older than pretty much the group that he was working with. Marquise was probably like in his late 20s at the time, but he was my height, 5 feet tall. So I want to say he had little man syndrome, okay? So when I get to this table, it's Marquise sitting there, and there's this dark skinned girl. Let's just call her Delilah. And then there's a light skinned girl. So we all sit at this table, and the director starts talking. He's telling everybody to, simmer down, be quiet, come to your tables, to your groups that we put in. We're gonna start the segment of him talking. So as he is getting prepared to talk, everybody's coming in. There's more people coming in the door. So there's a Spanish girl. She comes walking over to the table, and she sits. She comes to the table and she's like,
"You want to move your bag?"
She says this to Marquise. So Marquise looks at her and he slides the bag over a little bit. The girl takes the bag and slides it like literally all the way down the table, y'all. Okay. So I'm looking at her like damn, like that was pretty fucking rude. So she sits down and she's looking at everybody at the table. So it's me, it's Marquise, it's the dark skinned girl Delilah, it's the light skinned girl. She doesn't need a name because she's not going to really be too much in the story. It's the light skinned girl, and then it's the Spanish girl. So Marquise is like,
I know damn well you didn't just push my bag all the way down the table like that.
She's like,
"I said to move your bag out the way because I was getting ready to sit down. Like, we have this problem all the time, and I don't want to deal with you all the time."
Marquise was like,
Well, you can ask to go sit at another table. You don't have to sit at this table.
"How about you go sit at another table? How about that, Wigga?"
So Marquise is like,
I don't think you're allowed to use that word because, you are from another country.
So this female, Marabel, she says,
"Yeah, but I still have black in me. So what's up?"
So I'm looking at them. Maribel turns and looks at me. I turn my head and I just look down at the folder. Okay, I'm minding my business the New York City way. I didn't know Maribel. I did not know Maribel, but I knew Marquise. I knew Marquise because everybody cannot stand him, and his name was just going all around. I knew Delilah because me and Delilah was in training together, if you get what I'm saying. But Delilah worked at a different school, and Marquise worked at whatever school they sent him to, okay? Marquise is kind of like a supervisor. Now, I didn't know Maribel, but I seen her. This is maybe like my second or third time seeing her. So Maribel turns and she looks at me. Like I said, I'm looking down at my book, at my folder. And when I look back up, she's still looking at me. So at this time, Maribel had black hair. She had black hair. It was like back. It was pretty much like she didn't do it, okay? And she has straight coarse hair. So when I say straight coarse hair, it's like her roots are a little coarse and the rest is straight. It's not perm, that's just her texture of her hair, okay? So her hair is just combed back. She's got on the shirt because everybody had the same shirt on. She's got this shirt on, this t-shirt. She's got black jeans on. She's got black leather Converse. And she had a crossbody bag, okay? So she's looking at me. I looks at her, and we like kind of looked at each other for a little couple of minutes. And then the man starts talking. I turn my head and direct my attention to the man because, like, what the fuck are you looking at? So, the guy is talking. He's talking about how to deal with the kids and all this other stuff. After that, it was time to play like little games. They were showing us how to play different games. So now we're in this groups. We have to play the games within the groups to learn how to interact with the kids. So the light-skinned girl, she ends up having to leave early because she was vomiting. I'm guessing she was pregnant and she was having some sort of morning sickness. I don't know, y'all. That's just, I don't really know her story. I don't remember what was going on, but I know she had to leave early, which left us with 4 people at the table. So we have to play this game. Maribel says,
I'm gonna sit next to you. I'm gonna sit across from you. I can't deal with nobody else.
So I was like, all right, cool. So she gets up and she comes around the table and she sits across from me. Marquise is like,
I'm going to make sure I request the people that I want in my group the next meeting because I can't deal with this childish.
So Maribel is like,
excuse me?
And Marquise, he didn't say anything. This entire thing went on maybe for about 2 or 3 hours. Once it was over with, it's time to leave. So I'm just gathering, all of my stuff that I accumulated from this little counselor meeting. And Maribel is like,
what's up? I'm Marabel.
So I'm like, what's good? I'm Kane. She's like,
yeah, so what school you working at?
So I told her the school I'm at. She told me the school she's working at. She's like,
so how did you get in a group with this motherfucker?
I'm like, I don't know. Like, when I got here, that's who they sat me with.
She's like, yeah, try not to interact with him too much because he's messy. Like, he's fucking messy and he's grimy. Nobody got time for that shit. Like, seriously, you either here to work or you here to be fucking messy, and that's him. He's messy.
So I was like, all right, well, like, I've heard of him because his name, like I said to y'all, his name is all around the establishment. Maribel is like,
yeah, so how long you been working here? Like, this is like really my first time ever seeing you.
So I'm like, this is my first year, but I've been here for maybe like 5 months.
Oh, you're new.
So I'm like, yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, like I said, my name is Maribel. I work at
this, she said the number of the school. I'm telling her that my peoples that work there as well. She's like,
oh, I know them. I didn't know they had a sister.
I didn't know this and I didn't know that. So I'm like, yeah. She's like,
wow. So we all got a link then, because that means if they cool, you cool. That's how I am.
So I'm like, all right, where you from? She's like,
I live in Bushwick.
So I'm like, no, like, where you? So you're from Puerto Rico? She's like,
Puerto Rico.
So I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, she's like,
no, I'm from Dominican Republic.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm from Dominican Republic and my mom is Italian.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So she's like,
yeah, what about you?
So I'm like, I'm black.
Okay, well, yeah, so like I was saying, stay away from him because he's corny. Straight up corny. Cornball.
I'm like, all right. So Delilah comes walking over and she's like,
Maribel, I'm about to go hit Knickerbocker. You want to come with me?
So Maribel was like,
how long you going to be there? I'm just looking for an outfit and some sneakers.
So Maribel was like,
yeah, I'm going to come. Kane, you want to come? You want to come with us? Like, if you don't have nothing to do.
So I'm like, nah, I don't have nothing to do. So I leaves and I go with them, y'all, okay? We go on Knickerbocker. We got pizza. We going through the stores. We looking around. There's this random guy that walks up to Maribel and was like,
You look real good, sweetheart.
Maribel's
like, I know.
Damn, I don't get a thank you.
She's like,
thanking you for what? I know.
Like, all right, well, what about a phone number?
She's like, I have one.
All right, so can I get it?
No, you can get your own.
So the guy gets an attitude and walks away. Me and Delilah are laughing. So I'm just like, damn, like, you funny as motherfucker, So Maribel was like,
this is me. Like I'm not even trying too hard. This is just me. So
I'm like, all right, well, say less. So y'all, the whole time that we walking up and down Knickerbocker, Delilah sees her boyfriend, and she sees her boyfriend with somebody else. Y'all know this same old drama. So Delilah's like,
I know motherfucking well that's not James.
well, this is to call him James, all right?
That's not James with another motherfucking.
So Maribel's
Like where?
and I'm just looking, I don't know James, I don't know the situation, but this is good tea. So I'm standing there, I'm just like, I'm looking. She's like,
Over there by the Bataleo truck. Over there by the Bataleo truck.
so Maribel is like,
What you gonna do? Like you gonna go over there and say something or what? What are we doing? What are you doing here? Like let me know.
so Delilah is like,
Yeah, I'm going over there.
now y'all, Delilah was a BBW. She was big, but very pretty, okay? And her skin was crazy smooth. Like, I mean, not a bump, a scar, a discoloration, nothing in sight. So, and she had these braids, cornrows. Okay, they were cornrow like this, and then cornrow like that, and it just went up on her head. So, she's like,
I'm going over there. Cause I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this.
She walks over there, and Maribel's walking fast behind her. So I'm like, because I want the tea. I'm nosy. I told you I'm nosy. I'm walking behind them. I'm trying to catch up. So Delilah walks up to the truck, and she's like,
This better be a motherfucking family member. That's what I know. It better be a family member, or you're gonna get hurt. I'm telling you right now.
So her boyfriend James turns around. He's like,
oh, hold on, Deli, hold on.
Hold on what? Hold on what? What am I holding on to? What am I holding on to or holding on for? Who is this? Who is this?
So the girl is like,
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
Maribel's like,
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
So I'm like, damn, like, should I join in? Should I join in on the who the fuck is who? I'm gonna mind my business. That's what I did. So I'm standing there, and Delilah takes her bag off and she throws it on the floor. She's ready to knock if you buck. So Maribel takes her bag off and hands it to me. She's
like, here.
So I'm standing there. I'm just like, so I go and I pick up Delilah's bag, and the dude James gets in front of Delilah to stop the scuffle from going on, okay? Delilah and the girl is knucking if you buck around James, like this, like trying to get to each other. So Maribel is trying to run around. So they like kind of going in a circle, if y'all get what I'm saying. They're going in a circle trying to get to one another. So I'm just standing there, and the guy is like,
stop. Like, this don't make no sense. Can stop it.
So finally, it stops. They stop or whatever. Maribel is
like, let's go, Delilah. Let's go. Now you see. I've been telling you for the longest. Leave this motherfucker alone.
The guy James is like,
you need to mind your business. Mind your business. I'm sick of you.
So I'm just standing there lost. Okay, like this. I'm like, damn, like this unfolded real quick. As soon as I met them, Delilah picks her bag up, and she's walking off, like kind of crying but not crying. So I still got Maribel's bag. Maribel's walking behind her. She puts her arm around her. I'm walking behind them. So Delilah's like,
I'm just about to go home. Like, this party, all of that. I don't even want to do nothing. Like, I'm just going home.
So Delilah walks off, and Maribel is like,
oh my God.
So Maribel's looking at Delilah and looking at me. Like, she don't want to leave me, but Delilah's her friend. So Maribel is like,
come on. Like, you got something to do, or?
I'm like, no. Because this is exciting. So I was just walking with them. So Maribel goes behind Delilah, and they talking. Delilah's still crying or whatever. So Delilah ends up going home, y'all. She goes home. She goes up to the J train, and she goes home. So Maribel is like,
I am so sorry. Like, this is a bad impression of me. Like, that's not me, you know. But me and Delilah is cool. We are cool. We sandbox cool.
So I'm like, nah, you ain't gotta explain it to me. Like, I totally understand. So I go home, okay, and I kind of enjoyed my day. Like, I was like, damn, this is the most exciting Saturday I've ever had. So I have a text from Suave. Suave is like, do you want to link up? Like, let's link up, let's study, let's vibe. I think Suave kind of had a crush on me, and I didn't want to take it there with him. Like, I was really looking at Suave as, like, a homeboy brother type thing. So I texted him back, and I was like, I'm kind of busy, today. Can we link tomorrow or some other time during the week? He's like, yeah, I'm free tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, cool. So let's fast forward to the next day. I'm like telling Maribel, I'm about to go home, I'm about to head home, gotta, do some homework because I'm still in school. So Maribel was
I was like, all right, cool. Like, honestly, I enjoy hanging out with y'all. Like, you and Delilah. Like, it's mad cool. Take my number down.
so we exchanged numbers. Me and Maribel exchanged numbers. And that's how I met Maribel. So I go home, y'all, and Suave calls my phone. I'm like, hello. He's like,
Yeah, what's up?
so I'm like, nothing much. He's like,
Yeah, I was just trying to see what you was doing. Did you want to link up?
so I'm like, link up to study.
Nah, like just link up and vibe. Like it's boring. It's a Saturday night. I'm bored.
So I was like,
It's just a simple yes or no. I could come to you. You come to me.
so I'm like, well, where do you stay at?
Like, I'm in Bushwick.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So he sends me his address and I change whatever. I put on my vibing clothes. I put on like some velour sweat shorts, put on like a tank, did my hair up, and I was out the door. Now, I went to Suave's house. Suave was Puerto Rican and Jamaican. He was mixed because his dad had an accent. He was living with his dad. So we just vibing at the house, whatever. And Suave comes out and says to me,
I was thinking maybe we could probably try something other than being study buddies.
so I'm like, which is? He's like,
Like friends, friends that touch.
I'm like, friends that touch? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
He's like, all right, so you know what the friends with touch is.
I'm like, yes, I'm well aware of what that is.
Like, all right, well, it didn't hurt to try.
So I think, Suave to me, he kind of gave me like brother vibes. It wasn't boyfriend vibes. I'm not saying he was bored or anything like that. I just wasn't into him like that, honestly. And I ended up telling him that. He was a little upset. Like, he didn't speak to me for like a week. But he started to talk to me again afterwards, okay? Because he wanted advice on another chick. So let's fast forward. It is the following week, y'all. And the family member that worked at the job with us, they were like, it's two co-workers that's having a small barbecue at their house. So I was invited. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going. So I throw on, this cute dress, this cute outfit with these warrior sandals, but they had like little crystals and jewels on it. Like, the sandals was popping. It was made by Baby Fat. Those are the most poppinest Baby Fat sandals I've ever seen in my life, okay? So I put them, put my little sandals on with my dress, and I had this gold band that went around. I had this long black weave, and I had this gold band that went around my head like, Pocahontas style. We gets to the co-worker's house, and the co-worker is Maribel. So I'm just like, what the so when I walk in, Maribel is like,
what the oh my God.
So I'm like, yeah, like, I didn't know. Like, my family member said it was just a co-worker. Like, a co-worker was having a barbecue. She's like,
well, it's me. I'm having a barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make yourself at home, but not too much at home.
So Maribel had this big, huge poodle dog, okay? I don't know what type of poodle it was, but it was a poodle. The dog was huge, like a freaking horse. No cap. The dog was huge. So the dog was running through the house, okay? The dog liked company. So the dog's running through the house. And Maribel was like,
if you make eye contact with the dog is gonna bother you. So don't look at the fucking dog.
so everybody would just walk past, going from the back with their food. They would walk past, the dog would be laying on the couch. Everybody would walk past, just walk straight, like not looking at this dog, y'all. So, you know, Slow came and my family member. We happened to look at the dog. The dog jumped on my family member, okay? My sis. The dog jumped on my sis and she's screaming because this dog is huge. Like the dog, when the dog stood up to jump on her, the dog was like taller than her, literally. And the dog was like a grayish, brownish poodle dog, okay? So Mary was like,
get your ass down. Get out. Did you look at him? Did you look at him?
so my sister's like, yeah. Like I just looked over there. Like I didn't, So Mary was like,
Get down.
and she put him inside the cage. So we just vibing, Maribel is like,
You know, Delilah got mad at me because I said something about her and James.
so I'm like, really? So my sister's like,
Who's James?
so I starts telling my sister what was going on. I'm like, yeah, like Delilah and Maribel was getting ready to scrap with James because James was at the Pataleo truck with another chick. So my sister's like,
Okay, this is a lot in one sentence. A Pataleo truck, James, side chick, and scrapping.
so I'm like, yeah. And Knickerbocker. So she's like,
What the when was this?
I'm like, this is last week. So Maribel was like,
Yeah, but she got mad at me because I'm telling her she need to just leave James alone.
so I'm like, well, let her be with James. Don't worry about it. If that's what she want, then let her be with him. Maribel was like,
Yeah, like, I don't got time for that. I don't have time for it. So I told her, you know what? You want to be mad at me? You don't want to be my friend anymore? Fine. Picking a wigger over the sandbox days? That's cool. That's cool.
so I was like, well, you still got me. So Maribel was
It's like, that's right. We get ready to become the most tightest of the tightest.
so, y'all, that Monday when I went to school, I seen Tangi. When I went to the library. Went to the library to return the books that I had. And Tangi was like,
What's up, girl?
so I'm like, hey, what's going on? She's like,
Nothing much. I have been looking for you for a few days.
so I'm like, yeah, I only come here when I need to study, or if I need a certain book that, the bookstore don't got. She's like,
Well, you got Facebook?
so I'm like, yeah.
Like, all right, well, add me on Facebook and we could talk. Because I'm having like a little birthday get together and I wanted to invite you.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, can I bring friends? Like, can I bring somebody with me? She's like,
Hell yeah, like that'd be even good because I need people there. Like a lot of people be fake, so I really my guest list is small.
so I'm like, all right, cool. It's gonna be at your house? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, well, where you stay at? She's like,
I stay in Bed-Stuy, but I don't know if I want to do it at my house or if I want to like go to a club.
so I'm like, all right, well, let me know. I'm down. I'll bring my friend with me.
Like, all right, cool.
So we exchanged Facebooks, and I gave the books back that I had took out, and I left. So I sends Maribel a text, and I was like, hey, a friend of mine invited me to like her birthday get together. Do you want to go? Maribel responds and was like, birthday get together. I'm like, yeah. She's like, where's it gonna be at? So I'm like, she's trying to decide now, but she stays in Bed-Stuy. So Maribel was like, I mean, I'm down to go as long as it's not ghetto and it's not no bullshit going on. So I'm like, yeah, I don't deal with that either. So we good. He seems like a cool person. So Maribel was like, all right, cool. So I went home and I'm in my closet, y'all. I'm trying to find an outfit, okay? Because this is a get together going on. This was during the Richard era. Me and Richard was like on and off, okay? So I'm there at the house, like looking for an outfit. I need something to look fire, all right? So I pulls out a dress, a popping dress, and I didn't really like how the dress looked. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, maybe I should go to Rainbows, So as I'm getting ready to close the closet, something falls down from the hanger. I had that studio apartment had the best walk-in closet you can ever think of. So the dress falls down. I'm picking it up. I'm like, damn, maybe I should wear this. The dress was like a lavender color, okay? And it kind of matched them same warrior sandals. I wore them sandals until it was rubber at the bottom. Don't laugh at me. I'm ready for this party. So Tangi sends me a message on Facebook Messenger, and she's like, I decided I'm going to go to the club. What's some good clubs? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. You know, the clubs that me and my other friends, the other friends that I used to have, those are like Spanish clubs, you know, like in Manhattan and Astoria, Queens. You know, like I really don't know about too many clubs. So Tangi is like, all right, I'm gonna ask a friend of mine and see what she thinks. So I'm like, all right, cool. She comes back to the text maybe like an hour later, and she was like, my homegirl found a spot. I'm like, all right, what's the name of the place? So y'all, I don't. This is so long ago. I don't remember the name of the club. Okay, I do not remember the name of the club, but it was in Queens. So she sends me the club name, and she's like, it's in Queens. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I goes to Marabel. I text Marabel and tell Marabel. Marabel was like, all right, cool, I'm down. It's another borough, most definitely down. I'm like, all right. So bam, it's solidified. So Richard came to my house. He came to my house because I guess he thought he was gonna get some cootie coosh 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 coosh. And I was just like, I haven't saw you in like a month and a half. He's like,
I know.
I'm like, all right, so what can I do for you? He's like,
Well, I was trying to see, if we could make up, like talk our problems out and see where we went wrong and different things like that.
me and Richard probably broke up like 4 or 5 times, y'all, being in that relationship. I'm like, I really don't have time to talk today because I'm busy. He's like,
Busy doing what?
I'm like, I'm talking to my friends. He's
Like, what friends?
so I'm like, my friends. Like, what my friends? I'm talking to my friends. He's like,
Like, well, I've never seen them before.
I'm like, yeah, these are new friends. He's like,
Oh, all right, well, I'll come back tomorrow and then we can chop it up.
so I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I close the door. Let's fast forward one more time. All right, y'all. It's the weekend, the freaking weekend. It is Tangi's birthday week. So I got that lavender dress on with them warrior sandals. I had my hair down with the blonde bang, and I had the bang going across, like with a side part. It was just fire. Damn. I probably need to do that hairstyle again. Okay, back to the story. So, I got dressed up. I got myself dressed, and I met Maribel at the train station. So, we're going to meet Tangi and her friends. So, when we get to Tangi's standing there with a girl. This girl was very shapely. Okay, she was kind of taller than Tangi. She had a long weave and it had a bang, and she had on this tight black dress. I mean, it was tight. It was very tight. It was like it zipped down a little bit, like to her waist, and she had it zipped to where she had ultimate cleavage. Okay, like ultimate cleavage. She had on these sandals. She had warrior sandals on too, but hers laced up. Okay, it laced all the way up her leg, and they were flats. So Tangi was like,
All right, okay, y'all look cute. Y'all look cute.
so she's like,
How you doing? I'm Tangi.
and Maribel was like,
What's up? I'm Marabel.
so Tangi Turner was like,
Hey, this is my homegirl Renee. Renee, this is Kane. Kane, this is Renee. And Marabel, this is Renee. Renee, this is Marabel.
so Maribel was like,
So how are we getting there? Like, are we taking a cab or what are we doing?
so Tangi was like,
Like a cab to Queens? Yeah, like I'm not getting on no fucking train with this on.
so Maribel had on yellow dress and glittery slides, and the bag, her purse was glittery too. Okay, like sparkles. So Tangi was like,
Well, how much is a cab?
so Maribel was like,
I don't know, but I'm not getting on no damn train.
so Renee was like,
I'm gonna have to side with her because I don't need my ass out on the train and I don't want nobody bothering me.
so Tangi was like,
All right, so let's see how much it costs for a cab.
so they called the cab service company. Cab service company was like, we could send, like an SUV or minivan, and it's gonna be $42. So Tangy was like,
$42 fucking dollars.
so Maribel was like,
We all go put something in, we be good. Like, do y'all drink?
so Renee was like,
Yes, I drink.
so Tangy was like,
Sometimes. But it's my birthday, so yeah.
so Maribel was like,
Alright, so we gotta figure this out. If we put the money in for the cab, can everybody put money in to go home? Because if not, then we're gonna have to take the train, and Maribel will be a -1 because I'm not going.
so I was just like, yes, I can put in for the cab to go and to come back. Maribel says,
So can I.
so Tangy was like,
So can I.
so Renee was like,
I mean, I could put in to go, and somebody could spot me to come back.
Tangy was like,
You always need a fucking spot.
so Maribel was
It's like, all right, so call the cab service. Let's get this over. Let's get going.
so y'all, we gets this cab, we takes this cab to the club, we go in because Renee knew the dude, the party promoter. Y'all know Renee is a party promoter fiend. So we goes in the club, y'all, and we just vibing. Okay, we vibing. Renee is getting ultimate drinks from different wiggers. Different wiggers. Every time she came over, she had a drink from a different wigger. Tangy's dancing, enjoying the whole entire night. Like she's going crazy. So me and Maribel, like we're dancing. Okay, they're playing a lot of reggaeton. They playing reggae. They playing all types of music at this club, y'all. The music was lit. So there was guys coming over to us, to our, our little section that we had. Maribel was shooing them away left and right. I was shooing them away left and right. Renee was taking them and putting them in her purse, literally. She's collecting phone numbers. She's collecting drinks. She's dancing with these wiggers. We standing on the couch dancing. It was a lit night. So once it was time to leave, we goes outside and we're trying to get us a cab. We're trying to find a cab. Every cab we got, they was wanting $70 or more. So Renee was like,
so what are we gonna do? Like, because I'm ready to go and my fucking feet is hurting.
So Tangy was
like, you got on flats. Like, how the fuck is your feet hurt? I don't understand.
So Renee was like,
what do you mean? Like, I feel like I'm walking on the ground.
So Tangy was
like, so why would you put those on? I'm lost.
So Renee was like,
you know what, friend? I'm gonna just leave you alone because it's your birthday. I'm not trying to argue with you.
So Maribel was like,
let's just find the cab. Let's find the cab. Let's get home, and then you guys can argue after that.
So Maribel goes over to some Spanish guy and she's talking to him, and she gets us the cab for $50. So we puts our money in and we gets this cab. Now the whole ride home, y'all, Renee's sitting in the front. Renee is,
what's up, Poppy? How you doing, Poppy? You is so cute, Poppy. Like, yeah, but my name is Renee. You married? You got kids? You want to be my Poppy Chulo?
Like, she's just bothering this man the whole entire ride. The cab driver, he's looking at her. He's like,
yeah, mommy. Yeah, mommy. Yeah, mommy.
Like, he don't even really speak English. So he's
just, yeah, mommy. Yeah, mommy.
And he's looking at her legs. Because I told you, like, this dress was so tight. It looked like the dress was going to just shoot open. And everything would just shoot out. So we gets back to Bed-Stuy near Tangy's house, and Maribel is like,
so what are we doing from here? Like, King, are you coming back to my house? What's going on?
So Renee was like,
I'm gonna go to Tangy's house, and then I'm gonna just go home in the morning.
So Tangy was like,
okay, insert her.
So Renee was like,
insert her. Yeah, just insert yourself in people's house.
So Renee was like,
all right, but if you don't want me there, I don't have to go. Like, just come on. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. Kane, you the best. Maribel, you the best. I fucks with y'all.
So Tangy puts her fist out for the dap. I gave her a dap. She daps Maribel, and Renee is like,
am I a part of the dap?
So Tangy was like, dapped Renee, and we all dapped each other. So Tangy says to Maribel,
you got Facebook?
So Maribel was like, yeah. She's
like, let's exchange Facebooks.
So we all exchanged Facebooks, and we left. So me and Maribel took a cab to Maribel's house, and then I had the cab stop at my house. I goes home. Maribel sends me a text and was like, I like Tangy. Renee is questionable. So I'm just like, yeah, I feel the same. I met Tangy at, from my college. She goes to my school. She works at the library. So Maribel was like, oh, what school do you go to? So I'm like, I go to City Tech. She's like, dope. That's dope. I know about that school. So I was like, yeah. So she was like, well, I don't mind hanging out with you and Tangy. I don't know about Renee too much. Like, she just be in Wiggins' faces too much. So I'm like, yeah, I see that. That was my first time ever meeting Renee. So Tangy sends a text as well and was like, did you guys make it home? So I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I enjoyed my night. My birthday was dope. I'm so happy that y'all came. Thank you so much. So I'm like, no problem at all. She's like, so when's the next party? So I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. She's like, all right, well, if I decide to go somewhere, to another party, I'm gonna let you and Maribel know. So I was like, all right, cool. The next morning when I woke up, there was a text message, and it was Maribel and Tangy in the message together. So Tangy was like, this is our special chat. We're gonna come here and we're gonna chat and write stuff. So Maribel was like, okay, cool. So, and the message was on Facebook Messenger. The group chat started on Facebook Messenger. So I was like, all right, dope. So I'm like, is Renee gonna come into this chat? And Tangy was like, I have to think about it. Laugh out loud. So y'all, I also used to be a dance choreographer. I used to do dancing, okay? And I had this dance group that I was doing dance choreography for. And they were stationed out of Bushwick because they went to the high school in Bushwick. So we are doing a dance practice at one of the dancers' houses, and this dancer discovered that her boyfriend was cheating on her with another dancer in the group. It was wild. The dancer that was in the group that found out that her boyfriend was cheating, let's just call her Samantha. Samantha discovers that her boyfriend's cheating with the group member. She throws us all out of her house, tells us to get the fuck out. So we had to do the dance practice in the park across the street from her house. And she left the group as well as the other group member. They both left the group that same day. So we're missing two dance groups and two dancers now. And this dance choreography is not going right because it's two dancers missing. So Tangy was there. Tangy had came with me to do the dance choreography, y'all. So Tangy was like,
so nobody knows, no one that knows how to dance. Like, find somebody that can dance.
So one of the dance members was like,
let's just ask somebody. We see a female walking past, let's just ask them.
So I'm like, hell no, we're not doing that. We're not inviting strangers. We all know each other, from school and work and things like that. We're not doing that. One of the dance members says,
I know somebody, and she doesn't live too far from here.
So I'm like, who? She's like,
her name is Tika, and she danced really good, but she's older than us. Y'all around the same age.
So I'm like, all right, so what are you saying? She would want to dance in the group? She's like,
yeah, let me just call her and you can see. I'll have her walk up here and you can see.
So I want to say maybe like 30 minutes has went by, and this girl pulls up. She comes walking up. Tall, slim, light skin. She had the long box braids. She had these jeans on. They were like extremely tight. But they had like little rips all the way down, going all the way down to her sneakers. And she had on a crop top. So, and she had like a little book bag on. So she comes walking and she's like,
hey y'all.
So we all turn around. We looked at her. She's like,
I'm Tika.
I am, let's give the dancer a name. Let's call the dancer Shantae. She's like,
I'm Shantae's friend. She called to tell me about the dance group. Like, I needed a dancer.
So I'm like, yeah. Now, Shantae said that Tika was older than them. you know, but she looked young. She looks very young. So she's like,
yeah, like I love dancing. Like that's me. Dancing is me. Me, I'm a dancer.
so I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, we gotta find somebody else. So we're still trying to find somebody else. So Tika walks off and she's smoking her little marijuana. So we ends up finding another dancer, okay, a relative of one of the dancers. They comes and we're doing the dance choreography, and Tika is a fast learner. Tika's learning these dances off the rip, like she's getting the dance down pat. So after the little dance practice thing was over with, everybody's leaving. I'm standing there with Shantae. I'm standing there with Tangi and one last dance member. And Tika comes walking over. Tika's like,
Thank you for letting me join the group. Like to do the practice.
so I'm like, yeah, it's no problem. She's like,
So am I doing the show or was I just like filling in for somebody?
so I'm like, nah, you're gonna do the show. She's
Like, oh, what the? Are you serious?
I was like, yeah. So she's
Like, oh my god, this is amazing. All right. So what do I have to wear? Do I have to wear something? Like, what do I have to do?
I said, yeah, we're gonna do like costumes and all that very, very soon. I'll let you know about the costumes and all that. So Tika was like,
Oh my god, this is crazy. Like, I feel like this is a Broadway. This is Broadway.
so I'm like, it's not Broadway. Like it probably could go there, but it's not Broadway, girl. Like just calm down. So Tangi's is looking at Tika like, so Tika looked over at Tangi. She's like,
Hey, I'm Tika.
so Tangi was like,
I know. I heard you earlier when you came.
she's like,
Yeah, I just saw you looking at me, so I thought maybe you didn't hear me.
so Tika was like,
Like, so what do y'all do? Like, what do y'all do after dancing? Does everybody go home? Like, do we go vibe out? Like, what do we do?
so I'm like, yeah, like we just go home. I said, so you live down the block? She's like,
Like, yeah, that building right there, that tall building right there, that's my building.
so I was like, oh, okay, well, cool.
It's like, yeah, so, if you ever want to hang out, I'm your girl. Like, I'm the vibe master. Like, that's all I do is vibe. I smoke my little marijuana. I take my little sips of my wine, and I just vibe. Like, I go partying, all of that.
So Tangi was like,
So you go partying where? Where you go partying?
she's like,
Wherever it's lit, that's me. That's where I'm at.
so Tangi was like,
Why do you have so much energy? Like, you just energetic.
she's like,
That's me. I'm just a bubbly person.
so Tangi was like, so, you be partying, like, you party like a rock star, you just party. So I'm looking at both of them, like, and Tika was like,
I do both. It depends on the weekend. It depends on the party.
so Tangi was like,
All right, you got Facebook?
so that was her favorite line, y'all. She's like,
You have Facebook?
and Tika was like,
Hell yeah, I got Facebook. You got Facebook?
so Tangi was like,
Yeah. Let's give me your Facebook.
so they exchanged Facebooks. So Tika was like,
All right, well, that's my building. Y'all got my Facebook. Just hit me up. Let me know. Kane, let me know about the show and the costumes and all that. I even can help.
so I was like, all right, cool. So Tika spins off and she's walking down this block really fast. And we all just leave and go our separate ways. So when I got home, Tika is inside the group. Tangi added Tika into this group. So Tika was like, hey y'all, and Marabel put a question mark. So Tangi was like, this is Tika. This is like one of Kane's dancers. So Maribel was like, okay, with a question mark. So Tika was like, hey, how you doing? This is what she wrote. And Maribel was like, hi, ... So I'm like, yeah, this is one of my dancers. Like, she's mad cool. She likes to party, vibe out. She's dope. Yeah. So Maribel was like, all right, cool. Like that. So Maribel comes to my text and she's like, this is a new friend or this is, So I explained the whole thing to Maribel and Maribel was like, all right, we just got to fill her out and see, before we start a friend pack with everybody. So I'm like, all right, cool. So if you like this story time, give this video a thumbs up and leave some comments. Tell me what you think is going to happen next. Tell me if you have a friend group like mine, because we are fucking crazy. Okay? If you didn't like this story time, give this video a thumbs up and get your ass out of here. Okay? You shouldn't even be on this video if you don't like it. Scroll to the next. All right? Shout out. So I'm going to shout y'all out again. Shout out to my new subscribers. Welcome to the KKG, the Candy Cane Gang. Gang, gang, gang. And it's your girl Kane, the animated storyteller. Okay? I do vlogs once in a while. I do cooking vlogs once in a while. I do food reviews once in a while. And I do the story times, okay? Animated storyteller. I animate my stories so you can feel like you was there. All right? So I have a website coming out for my KKG merchandise. I showcased my KKG keychains on the live that I did on Friday. If you missed that live, catch the replay so you can see those keychains. I have refrigerator magnets coming next, and I will have dog and cat collars next as well. So the website will be up and running this week so you can purchase your KKG merch. Okay, whenever you feel like it, you go to the website and you purchase that merch and be part of the KKG. Okay. So wherever you at in this crazy ass world, if you at a dance practice, if you at a Pataleo stand and you see your man with another chick, walk up to him and say, yo, don't forget. They both gonna be shocked, like, don't forget what? You gonna tell them, don't forget to tell a friend, to tell another friend, to tell another motherfucking friend, to tell another motherfucking friend that the cane is on the fucking tube. Peace. Love y'all.
I got so many flows, man. It's like picking out clothes. Hey, I got so many flows. I don't know how to be the same. So many flows. I can kill your beat any type of ways.